Are you guys bevy girlies? I'm a bevy girly. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, hey, my name is Ashton and welcome. This is my channel where I talk about books and other things sometimes. If you haven't gathered from the title of this video, today I will be tier ranking my favorite childhood / maybe current book series. Basically my favorite YA book series. If you know me, you know I love YA, that is my genre. And it probably always will be. I wanted to do book boyfriends, but then I thought maybe YA book boyfriends was a little creepy. Y'all let me know. I feel like it's kind of creepy. I struggled with this video because I really wanted to make my own list of people to pick from. But alas, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. But I don't think that that's going to be possible. I have my laptop here in front of me. My bed is unmade. Laundry is scattering the floor. I have not done any homework. I have so many emails to send, and yet here I am. So there's that. Also, I am convinced now that I have an unhealthy obsession with Noah Kahan, because I was in traffic and it took me 30 minutes to get home and I was literally just screeching Noah Kahan. I'm just this man gets me like nobody else does. Heal what has been hurt. Change the fates inside. Okay, so here I have finally settled on a tier list. We're gonna rename our list. I'm gonna keep the haven't read category, but I'm gonna change the other ones. Okay, so I've not the Grammarly extension. So I organized my categories to be haven't read, absolutely not, immediately no. I kind of had to talk myself out of doing Taylor Swift, plays on Taylor Swift songs for all of these. So then we have We Went Out Once, Cutie, Love, and Soulmates. I feel like we should start by putting all of the ones that I haven't read in the haven't read category. Maybe instead of having absolutely not, we should have want to read. An amendment has been made. Okay, so I have never read Magnus Chase, but I do want to read it. So if you don't know, Magnus Chase is, oh wow, okay, spelling. Oh, by Rick, okay. It's by Rick, don't play. Love Rick Riordan. I love his writing so much, I just haven't read Magnus Chase, so. I've also not read Apollo because I'm fake like that. Now I'm just feeling embarrassed because I feel like I haven't read anything. Anyway, that's my haven't read pile, and that's my haven't read, don't want to read, even if I've heard of them, just haven't read, don't want to read, whatever. So now we're gonna go through and do our want to read. I have never read the Infernal Devices series, but I've heard a lot of good things. That's Cassandra Clare, right? That's part of the Clockwork, whatever. I started this series, so naturally I want to finish the Infernal Devices as well. And then Lady Midnight also, because that's part of that still series. Y'all, I have never read Narnia, which I feel like is a crime. So I really, really, really want to read it. So that's definitely going in my want to read. I feel like I'm just making a TBR at this point. And then this is Warcross. I think it's interesting that book, designers or whatever, make books and then you can remember a book based off of its cover. And Game of Thrones I also want to read because I feel like I'm very into the Game of Thrones aesthetic and the tea and some of the stuff. I feel like I can take it, okay? But I'm also scared of Game of Thrones, so how much of it can I really take? I don't know. Okay, let's rank some books. So these are some really popular books, but they're giving YA. I think they're all YA. So the first book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I feel like I've recommended this book on my channel before. I love The Raven Boys. The Raven Cycle. If you have not read it, you need to read this book. But I read it when I was in high school. So I don't know if it's still really good. I think that this is the problem with this is I don't know if these books are actually really good or if I'm delusional. Oh my gosh, I haven't read King of Scars either. I am out of it. Y'all, I'm half asleep. Like I said earlier, my laundry's everywhere. My bed has not been made in a week. Everything is just destructive. So the Raven Boys, definitely not We Went Out Once. Like, I feel like I liked it way more than that. I don't know that we're soulmates though. I feel like I put this in my books that I won't take any criticism on. If you want a reading vlog of me rereading the Raven Boys, let me know. Because I used to watch Read by Zoe and she would talk about it with her dad, and like that's how I got into the Raven Boys. Okay, I feel like that we're gonna put the Raven Boys in love. Okay, because I feel like I would stand by the series until I die, but I also don't know anything about it. Like, if you asked me what it was about, well, I feel like I could tell you what it's about, but like nothing past the first book. This next one is single-handedly the reason that I picked this tier. Like, I wish I was kidding, but like this book is single-handedly the reason I picked this like list. So this is Splintered by A.G. Howard. And I had a friend who recommended this book to me. She was like, it's so good, like you're gonna love it. It's a 3-book series. And right. It gives like love triangle, enemies to lovers. It's like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, but there are a lot of really problematic parts of it too. But I also never knew what was going on in the first book. I'm not gonna spoil anything because I don't just casually spoil things, but the ending of this series was whack. Like, the ending of the series was absolutely wild, but I wouldn't say I hated it. I think that we have like a love-hate relationship. Like, it's not good, but I love it. Like, I'd reread this series. I'd reread it. So for that reason alone, we're gonna put her in cutie. She's a cutie gal. Ugh. Next one. Next we have Cruel Prince. So I remember when Haley Pham talked about this, she said that she liked the second one more than the first one. That is not my truth. I like the first one better than the second one. Here's the thing about like Cruel Prince. I was obsessed with it when I was reading it, but I feel like it almost exists in its own like time continuum. I love it so much when I'm in it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not like the biggest Cruel Prince advocate outside of it, but like when I'm in it, I'm in it. I just feel like there's something fundamentally wrong about putting her in the same category as Splintered, so we'll put it in love. This Savage song and this Dark Duet, I feel like also gives the same thing as Cruel Prince, but I liked those books better than Cruel Prince. This is the problem with tier ranking. The problem is that I'm indecisive and I don't know what I think is actually better than the others. I feel like the Savage song gives the same energy as the Raven Cycle and the Cruel Prince. This Savage song is a really, really good duology. Like, it's just like a solid, like, read it, done, like super, I don't know that I can describe it, but I can't say enough good things about it. The magic in it is really, really cool. And you know, it's just giving like two people trying to overthrow the government, because what else do teenagers do? Next, we have The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I'm not gonna count this as like one book. I'm gonna count this as like the whole series. Immediately soulmates. Are you kidding? Heroes of Olympus is the best thing that Rick has ever written in his life. Like, I read Percy Jackson a million years ago and never finished the series, but I just like don't need to know. Apollo, I think he also wrote that, don't need to know. Magnus Chase, don't need to know, because I read Heroes of Olympus and that's the best thing he's ever gonna write. I know that some people aren't into the Roman like gods, like mythology. Okay, be boring then. Okay, I'm being toxic right now. I'm being actually kind of toxic. I love Jason personally. I know everybody's like, oh, Percy. I love Jason. I mean, I also love Percy. I love all of the characters. My favorite character in here was actually Leo, not Percy or Jason. Leo kind of reminds me of Xander Hawthorne in the Inheritance game. Absolutely love this series. Soulmates forever. Mwah. Next we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Here's the thing. I feel like that Once Upon a Broken Heart is the better series, and I haven't read that one. And I love Stephanie Garber. I really like the last book in this series, but the first one is pretty mid, I would say. That's tough. I feel like that the first one would go like cutie, you know what I mean? But I feel like that the other ones go like love. But I don't like it as much as the Raven Boys are the cool. Okay. Caraval is gonna go in cutie. That's where we're gonna land with that. Next, The Hunger Games. I reread The Hunger Games literally this past year. Soulmates. She's always been my soulmate. She always will be my soulmate. There's nothing that she could ever do wrong. I feel like I don't even have to explain my affections for the Hunger Games. Like, Finnick is in the Hunger Games, Pete is in the Hunger Games, Katniss is in the Hunger Games. Like, hey Mitch, Effie, like, ugh. My kindness and compassion does not extend to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I don't care what people say, I did not like that book. Okay, Lord of the Rings. So I actually haven't read Lord of the Rings, but I was just kind of taking this as The Hobbit instead of Lord of the Rings. I know that it says Lord of the Rings, but here's the thing. This feels like heresy, but I would say We Went Out Once. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. We're definitely not besties for the resties, but we're not on bad terms. Okay, next we have Divergent. Here's the thing. First book, 10 out of 10. Okay, well, maybe that's a little bit much. The writing is very simple. It's nothing like extravagant. Like, I feel like that the writing in some of these other books up here is a lot more masterful, but it's a comfort book for me, and I think that that's the problem. But the series is kind of mid. Comfort, okay, we'll put her in cutie because I feel like that cutie means comfort. Okay, the next book is A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I actually haven't finished it yet, so I'm just gonna rank it based off of like how I'm feeling, because I feel like that will give you like a, I don't know, I thought maybe it would be like this cool like transformation thing, but like now that I'm talking about it, just seems silly. I'm gonna go with We Went Out Once. It's fine. It's not really my cup of tea so far, but I heard that the back half of the book is a lot better than the first half. Not gonna dwell on it, just gonna keep moving. Next we have Twilight. So I actually did read Twilight. I did not read the rest of the books in the series, so I'm only gonna be able to rate it out of what reading the first one. Listen, I know, okay, I know, but I did not like this book. I love the movie franchise, but like the writing of this book is just like, I didn't read the second one because I couldn't. Six of Crows. So I read Six of Crows also when I was in high school, and I feel like I was confused for the most part, but I have generally good impressions, and I want to reread that. I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I want to reread it and read Shadow and Bone. It left a good enough impression. I would put her in cutie. Okay, next we have Red Queen by Victoria, Miss Queen Victoria. I have really good feelings about the first book, but I remember not liking the rest of the series. But I think that I just wasn't mature enough to like the rest of the series. Like, I want to go back and reread it because I like the first book better than We Went Out Once, but the series I would say We Went Out Once. I'm gonna say We Went Out Once, but I want to go out again. Like, I'm seeking the second date, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Although I do own the first and the second one because I bought them to reread them. So we'll see where the relationship goes. Next book we have All the Boys I've Loved Before. I feel like that this is very similar with Divergent in that, or wait, I'm sorry, Twilight, in that I love the movies, but like the books, Jenny Han's writing and I think like my reader style is just like a little bit different. I don't know that her and I have a lot going for our relationship. I'm gonna say We Went Out Once. So next we have The Fifth Wave. I just feel, you know that saying when people are like, oh, that's a woman like written by a man? That's how I feel about James Dashner's writing, but like for everything. Like not just the women characters, even though there is a girl is the main character of The Fifth Wave. That's just how I feel about every single thing that he writes. Oh wait, that's not James Dashner. I'm so sorry, James. I made a mistake with that. I'm so sorry. This is my formal apology. That's Rick Yancey who wrote The Fifth Wave. James Dashner wrote, we'll just skip a couple, The Maze Runner. I have generally good impressions about the entire Maze Runner series. I don't know that I would reread it, and I wouldn't like go so far as to like read the prequels and stuff, but I feel about the same about it as I do Splintered, or maybe even better about it than I do Splintered. So overall, good series, good series. Okay, the next one is the Selection series. So I actually recently reread this, so I know exactly how I feel about it, but I don't know how I feel about it as far as tier ranking. I think I would go for cutie. I think it's not like, love, you know, it's not like, yes, slay, but it period slay, but it's It's better than We Went Out Once. I think that it's difficult because I feel like that when I first read this series, it would be on like love level, but after rereading it, I think it's a cutie. Definitely has some problematic moments, but overall it's fun and it's an entertaining series, and I know that it's really helpful for getting a lot of people into reading. So more power to you, Selection Series and Kiara Cass. Next we have Shatter Me. I have not finished the Shatter Me series, so I'm only rating it based off of like what I know. And overall, I feel love about Shatter Me because it's not even the plot so much as like the writing style. I adore the writing style. So because of Warner and the writing style, I feel like it is like a like love, slay. Like it's above cutie, and I definitely want to finish it. I think I'm gonna start it over. That's how much I like it. I'm gonna like start over and reread. I just feel like the author has a lot of like very intelligent thought going into Shatter Me. Okay, next we have Harry Potter. So fun fact, I was not allowed to read Harry Potter when I was a kid, but I read it behind some people's backs when I was in high school. Here we are, soulmates. Harry Potter and we're soulmates. The writing here is very good. The planning is magnificent, and I think that's because J.K. Rowling took so long to plan the book series and to write it out that like naturally the planning would be very good. Okay, next we have Throne of Glass. This sounds so funny to describe Throne of Glass this way. I'm kind of stuck between We Went Out Once and Cutie because we did go out once and I have not finished the series. I do plan to finish the series at some point. I think based on my impressions alone, I would say We Went Out Once. Okay, and last but not least, we have Lightning Thief. Lightning Thief, I'm not gonna dwell. Lightning Thief would be cutie. I don't remember a lot, but I have some generally good impressions. Yeah, I mean, I love Rick Riordan's writing. I've talked about him on my channel before, but like I genuinely think that that is a masterful author, like an amazing writer. Somebody that I would like to study and like learn from, honestly, because I think like his writing is incredible. So this is my final tier ranking. And immediately now we have Twilight in the 5th wave. And We Went Out Once, we have The Hobbit, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Red Queen, All of the Boys I've Loved Before, and Throne of Glass. In Cutie, we have Splintered, Caraval, Divergent, Six of Crows, Maze Runner, The Selection, and The Lightning Thief. In Love, we have The Raven Boys, The Cruel Prince, This Savage Song, and Shatter Me. And then in Soulmates, we have Heroes of Olympus, The Hunger Games, and Harry Potter. So, slay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely had a lot more fun like just kind of nerding out and talking about these books than I thought I would. So if you would like for me to tier rank something else, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you would like for me to tier rank, whether it be like book boyfriends or book tropes or whatever else under the sun. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We've got a lot of new subscribers. We have hit 100 subscribers, so hey guys, thank you for the support. Y'all are the best. Mwah. And if you're not already, go follow me on Instagram at @AshtonMyBooks. This has been the most fun ever, and I will see you guys when I see you. Bye. Mwah.